That's true. That's true. He's sick. Yeah, he's sick. He's cheaper for me. I mean, I told him the same thing. I didn't say it's a shame. I just said, I have one girl.
But he did call us. Like it's happening. Well, they're there. That's what they told us.
Shame. What was the name?
There's no way
Just his and his skin. sit in their chair. Let's just sit here and get your house. Energized. Yeah. And it's much better than 11:45. I tell them I'm so down and we will have around 7. Growing up, adults. And how about you, the relation to that? Debbie, Barnett, Carrie and I found not dying. She said, "Would you consider having another child?" Let's do it. Yes. We're supposed to grow. Just a second. Yes.
Well, welcome to the funeral proceedings for Carylee Barnett. I know we've got a lot of family here, some friends. It's not near the size of the reunion here as it is on the other side. I'm grateful that I can take part in this. Carylee was very special to me, not just because she was my aunt, because she was my friend. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to go through the program here. I'm Brian Barnett. I'm Carylee's nephew. And we're going to start out by having a special musical number of I'm a Child of God from, how do you say her name? Marley Rodriguez. And that's a recording that Tyson has. And you've got that figured out. So we'll go through that first. And then we're going to have a live sketch from Sharon. So we'll go to that point.
So I just wanted to share a quick scripture before I play this. It's one that Grandma had a strong testimony in Jesus Christ and her love for Jesus. And the scripture that I have is Doctrine and Covenants 14:7, and it says, "And if you keep my commandments and endure to the end, you shall have eternal life, which is the greatest gift of all the gifts of God."
I am a child of God, and He sent me here, has given me an earthly home, with parents kind and dear. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday. I am of God, rich blessings are in store, if I but learn to do His will. I'll live with Him once more. Guide me, walk beside me, help me find. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday.
Isn't that a beautiful song? Marley is a granddaughter. She's living in California and just recently had my mom's first great-great-grandchild. So she couldn't make it, but she went to Mom's place to visit her once in a while, and they enjoyed singing that song together, and Mom loved that song. And in the last days, when I would go to have dinner with her, I would quietly sing that to her and get her attention, and she would smile. So I'm just blessed that Marley was able to do that for us, because I know that that would mean a lot to Mom. So Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Really appreciate that you're here. And I'm here to talk a little bit about my mom, my mother. She was a wonderful lady. I already said the whole first paragraph that I just meant to say. Thank you. We're here to celebrate the life of a wonderful lady, my mother, Carylee Crump Barnett. Carylee was born on September 6th, 1934, to Elmer and Iris Crump, Palmyra, Utah. She had two sisters, Jackie and Deanne, and a brother, Joseph. She graduated from Spanish Fork High School. Did I say brother Joseph? Graduated from Spanish Fork High School, and after graduation, she married my father, Ronald Wiley Barnett. They were married in the Salt Lake Temple for all time and eternity. And as members of the church, they were sealed for all time. And we know that they are going to be with him when Christ shall come with a shout of acclamation and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart. We will be raised up together. Mom and Dad had 3 children, Shelley, myself, and Gary. My mother, Carylee, was a wonderful, loving wife and mother who was passionate about cooking and entertaining family and friends. She was also an excellent seamstress. She made a lot of clothes for herself and for her kids. She even made my one and only prom dress. Mom and Dad, over the years, developed a real passion for traveling, for camping, and we spent a lot of time going to many beautiful state parks and many of the national parks where we camped in trailers that my dad had built sometimes. But we developed a great love of these places. We camped and we hiked, made for great family vacations, and lots of great memories and lots of great pictures. Sometimes their love of traveling extended beyond our family to include other family and friends as they traveled to different states and different areas like Hawaii, Alaska, and the Panama Canal, and many other places in between. The 3 of us kids grew up and graduated from high school and got married and added to the family with, at this time, the count is 9 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, and just recently, like I said, 1 great-great-son. She adored each and every one of them, loved doing things with them, loved spending time with these grandkids. The time was always very special to her. And when they would come and visit her, like Ryan and his family recently came, and they brought her very favorite candy. And they shared it with her, and she shared it with them. And I told them, and I said, when I went to feed her dinner that night, she didn't want to eat. She just wanted more divinity. I said, okay, that's okay, you know. So we will all miss my mother very much, but I am comforted in knowing that she's in a better place now. She's been set free. No more wheelchair, no more aches and pains. And we can be comforted by that. And 2 Corinthians tells us, praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion, God of all comfort, who comforts us in our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. It does comfort me to know where she's at, who she's with. And Ryan said, it is a great reunion. They are all together up there. And I have something that I wanted to read for the grandkids. And it says, if the day ever comes when I leave this world, before I get the chance to say goodbye, I want to say it now. Thank you. Thank you for filling my life with laughter, for giving my days meaning, and for being the light that warmed my heart. You made my world softer, brighter, and more beautiful with every hug, every smile, every I love you. I love you with a love that has no end, not just to my last breath, but far beyond. Wherever life takes you, whatever you do, remember this, my love will always live inside of you. Grandma. I'm so thankful that I was able to spend years with my mom up in Boise and the Nampa area. We had lots of fun adventures together. We took a few little trips. We went to concerts. We went to a ballet. We just enjoyed each other's company and did everything that we could get out to do, and then had good times with the family. And I'm just thankful for those times that I have to remember. And so thankful that Talisha was able to put together that wonderful slideshow that you've been watching out here. Pictures to choose from. If you've ever been around my mom, spend any time doing anything, ever given her a birthday card or anything, I have it now. She had lots and lots of stuff, bless her heart. They were just treasures to her, and they meant so much to her. And all of you here meant so much to her. She loved each one of you, and she loved being around you and doing anything to bless you, cooking, sewing, whatever it was. And I'm going to hear from Ryan and from Carrie, and they're going to share some things. And this will be lighter as they share some fun times they remember with their grandmother. Thank you again, for everybody, for being here. Thank you. I love you all.
That was wonderful. We're going to have a musical number, How Great Thou Art, from the Tabernacle Choir, and then we'll hear from Ryan and Carrie. Organized here. There's so many different things I wanted to say, but we'll keep it to a minimum here. That and that. Okay. Well, we're definitely here to celebrate an awesome person. She was a great grandma. Very close with her. She was always so good to me. Even if I was a turd, she treated me like I was so special. So, you know, when I think of grandma, I think of food, laughter, and love. And waiting as she inquired about the senior discount for anything and everything. That's right, grandma was frugal, and I love her for it. And my wife probably knows where I get it from. What do I do with that tissue? That's convenient right there. She was awesome, right? She would buy a carload of corn if it could save a few cents, right? She would call every hotel in town to find the best deal, and if they had a pool for us kids, whatever. I mean, she was always trying to make it stretch and go the extra mile. Grandma was what we would call today a prepper, although back when she was young, it was just called not being hungry and stupid. She had a ton of food stored downstairs, and every time we would visit, I would love to go look and open the cabinets because we never had that much food in the cupboards. I'd never seen that many cans of Denny Moore stew. So I also get that from her, and I think that is a timeless value that we cannot forget, is to be prepared. Whether it was food, candles, blankets, fire starter, you name it, she was going to survive. Anything. With or without root beer floats. It's a lot easier to read when I can see. I wish the modern world could hear her say, "I told you so. Now come have some Salisbury steak and cheesy broccoli." So the food part. The kitchen was definitely Grandma's domain. It's like every time we would visit, you know, the kitchen's heavy scent of baked ham, cheesy taters. And for Grandma, cooking was never a chore. It was an act of love.
Her recipes were born from decades of practice preparing Grandpa's favorites and some of his not so favorites, like cold Hawaiian chicken on toast for breakfast and a slice of pecan pie for lunch because nobody's looking. For any holiday, there was always enough to feed an army. I know I never left Grandma's house hungry. In fact, I probably had to leave in my sweats because I couldn't fit in what I came in. She fed us, she nourished us. Man, I almost had it. But yes, those meals with Grandma, it was like the glue that held the family together. You know, the simple act of a prayer and breaking bread together with family. Yeah, countless memories that I'll have forever, those days. She had a knack for entertaining, you know. Her house was like a revolving door of friends and neighbors, extended family. She was an awesome hostess. She was a whirlwind of energy. She made us all feel like the VIP in the room. You know, she would sit there and ask you about your life and genuinely listen. She'd even listen to your bad jokes. Speaking of jokes and that laughter of hers, it was pretty infectious. You know, you could get Grandma going and it would just be like a deep, bellowing chuckle until it erupted to a high-pitched, hysterical laughter. With tears streaming down her face like this just from a joke. You held it better than I did. It would lift your spirits to hear her laugh because it could fill the room, right? We'll definitely miss that. She definitely loved everyone that's here today. She loved those who have also come to pass, can't be here. She really loved Christmas with us. And to Grandma, Christmas was huge. She lived for it. Fudge, anybody? She always snuck the first piece, or pieces. Yeah, Christmas was definitely the accumulation of her year. She would combine her love for cooking and entertaining with a generous helping of holiday magic and a pile of gifts under the tree that she started buying December 27th of the previous year. The decorations would go up after Thanksgiving. You know, it was an explosion of tinsel and lights. Grandma was in her element, and Grandpa had very little say in the matter, although he loved it just as much. Her trees were magnificent, covered with decades of family history. And I'll always remember that one flocked Christmas tree. I thought it was candy coated. I will never admit to trying it. That's where you get it, Teague. We don't have to tell anybody. It doesn't taste that bad. But yes, any of you that remember, the holidays were big and the house would be full of food. There would be a platter of candy on every end table. It's pretty hard to pass up. She was definitely super generous. She loved it. And I hope that that's a tradition that we can all carry on. So love continued. Grandma was very kind. She was funny, and she was incredibly resilient. She faced down a lot of her own challenges, family tragedies. She helped a lot of us through her own. I know I wasn't an easy kid. she never gave up on me. She never gave up on any of us. She simply didn't have it in her to give up. With her grace and determination, she always put her family first. There is no better example of selflessness than Grandma. Like ancient folklore around a campfire, her legacy must live on with us. We owe that to her. We must not forget to open our house to our friends and our family, carry on the traditions that defined her. Okay, that was page 4. Here we go. So let's not let's not be saddened by her passing. Let's just be joyous that she's in a better place now and that she can carry on. I would also like to thank my mom for making the last decade of Grandma's life as comfortable as possible. It definitely wasn't easy. It's pretty hard to believe how awesome of a woman you are, Mom. So thank you all for being here today. There's probably more I could read, but I don't know if I can do it. But I love you all, and thank you for coming. And just remember that Grandma Carylee was a happy, bubbly lady, and she will be dearly missed. So, we love you, Grandma. And say hi to Grandpa. Thank you.
So just gonna make sure I get my tissue here. Okay. Thank you, Mom and Ryan, both. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Carrie. I was Carylee's granddaughter, and as you might guess, I was named after her, which is always a huge honor, but especially when your grandma was as sweet and as amazing as ours was. Before I get started too, thanks Ryan for highlighting Mom, because I also wanted to say, yeah, you've done so much for Grandma over the last few years. Everyone here, of course, has been such an integral part of Grandma's life, and so many that have already passed. But share a quick story that Mom's probably too humble to share, but just in the last 2 weeks or so, when she was over visiting Grandma, and one of the other gentlemen who lives there said to my mom, "Boy, she must have been some mom for you to come here every single day. Could you tell me about her life?" And Mom said, yeah, she was a really good mom. So just, yeah, 2 wonderful ladies that we've all been very blessed to have in our lives. Okay. My grandma, my grandpa, for that matter, were the ideal grandparents, the kind you imagine when you dream up a Hollywood version of grandparents. When you're around them, you felt surrounded by love, and you felt their joy radiate. You felt happy. And all of us grandkids, Eddie, April, Jake, Talisha, Ryan, and myself, were all so fortunate to have had them as our grandparents. I love the quote, "A garden of love grows in a grandmother's heart," because it was so true for Grandma. I asked my sister, Talisha, for some words that described Grandma. She responded, loving, caring, inquisitive, quirky, busy, thoughtful, funny, classy, and fast. And I couldn't agree more. Grandma was classy. She was always so well put together and dressed so nicely. Her home was well decorated and neatly organized. Her Avon ladies, which I loved, were beautifully displayed. Her photo albums labeled and always on the same shelves. The oil paintings her mom had done decorated the walls. Pink, her favorite color, as we all, if you didn't know, you know now, was throughout their home. God bless Grandpa, such a man's man for being okay with all that pink everywhere. But it's my favorite color too. And after this, I'm going to convince my husband to paint the house pink. Grandma was inquisitive and quirky. She always had lots of questions and she would listen intently, even if she wasn't really a part of the conversation. She'd chime in, usually 5 minutes after the topic had passed, with her thoughts on the matter or with more questions. It would always crack us up and usually leave us saying, "Wait, Grandma, what?" Grandma was caring. She always said, "Bless your heart," and she meant it. I don't think she had a mean bone in her body. Grandma was busy and fast. She was always scooting around the house, doing something. You didn't see her sit idle for long. And if she was sitting, she was usually playing cards. Kings in the corner was her specialty. Then when she started walking 5 miles a day, man, was she fast. Multiple times I tried to walk with her and she'd leave me in the dust. It's pretty humbling when you're 12 and you can't keep up with your grandma. Grandma was funny and silly, and she had the best laugh, like Ryan already said. It was infectious. A great memory I have of Grandma being funny was when my nephew Jackson, who can't be here, was about 9 months old. He's 19 now. I was in Boise for a visit. I was living in Seattle then, and Grandma was also visiting Boise. And to play a prank on me, my sister wanted to leave what looked like a poopy diaper in the room I was staying in, specifically under the pillow. This is the kind of humor we have in our house, or our family. Anyway, so much to Talicia's surprise, Grandma was the one that suggested, 1, she uses Snickers because it looked more realistic, and 2, that she microwave it a bit so it got all smeary. When Talicia ratted out Grandma in front of me, Grandma could not stop laughing at herself. We just laughed right along with her, like, "Oh my gosh, Grandma, I cannot believe that this is who you are." But she was, very proud of herself. Grandma, as has already been mentioned, loved sweets. Ice cream, fudge, divinity, and frosting, to name a few. And I have a terrible sweet tooth too. So again, totally know where I get it. But some of the funniest memories I have of Grandma revolve around her love of sweets. Grandma often wore white pants. As mentioned, she was very stylish. But Grandma also loved chocolate. Multiple times we'd stop at a chocolate shop and Grandma would snack on some of the chocolate in the car. I think you can see where this is going. "Oh dear," she'd say when she realized she had dropped some and she'd been sitting on it as we got out of the car. Just so many times that happened. Another great time was when we were helping her move out of her house after Grandpa passed, and in packing up some of her clothes, I found a tub of open frosting in her robe. You remember this? It was a comic relief we all needed. And she just laughed at herself like, "Oh, that's where that tub of frosting I'd been eating's been." And as Tyson reminded me, there was a $100 bill in the other pocket. So there's that. Frosting and $100 bills. Yeah, it was great. But my favorite story about Grandma loving sweets is what I call the ice cream airport story. I was still living in Seattle and down for another Boise visit. But this time, Grandma and my mom were both flying back with me to Seattle because they were going to continue on to Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, to go to Bouchard Gardens specifically. If you haven't been there, it's absolutely stunning. Grandma loved that place, and I was fortunate enough to go with Grandma and Grandpa once as well. But I digress, back to the ice cream story. So we're about to leave for the airport. We're all in the car, and my grandma goes, "Oh, I need to go get something from inside the house." She goes inside. She comes back out with a bowl of ice cream. Not in something travel-friendly, in one of my mom's nice dinnerware bowls. We're all like, okay. So she eats the ice cream on our way to the airport. We get to the airport. We get through security. Grandma decides she needs another ice cream cone. Okay. So while she's eating that ice cream cone, we're walking through the airport. We stop at another shop. Grandma looks at their frozen case and goes, I think I'm gonna inquire me about some ice cream. I had to tell her, Grandma, you were eating ice cream. So she didn't get that third cone, but we all know that she would have happily had both cones, one in each hand, if we had let her. Probably try to take them on the airplane like that, melting everywhere. Oh my gosh. And as we all know, Grandpa was no better with ice cream. So every time I eat ice cream, I smile thinking of both of them and just how much they loved ice cream. When I reflect on my grandma's values, what immediately comes to mind, and this has been mentioned multiple times, is her love for family, her unshakable faith, her kindness, resilience, and optimism. I never heard my grandma complain. And life dealt my grandma some pretty awful blows, but she was resilient and strong. She didn't play the victim, she didn't grow cynical, and she didn't let it shake her faith in God. But rather, she rose above, kept a heart full of love and kindness, remained optimistic, and continued steadfastly in her faith. Family was everything to my grandma, and you never questioned that, especially as one of her grandkids. She was constantly talking about and bragging about us grandkids to everyone she spoke to, even to each other. When she would come visit us in Boise, she loved telling Talisha, Ryan, and myself all about what Jake, Eddie, and April had been up to. She would write us cards and letters frequently, up till she couldn't anymore. Every card, note, piece of art any of us made, as my mom already mentioned, she kept. She loved bringing the family together, whether it was a gathering at the park or a dinner at her and Grandpa's house. Some of my fondest holiday memories are coming down here. And like seeing the house beautifully decorated, with the whole extended family at the house, enjoying a wonderful meal, everyone hanging out, playing games. So as I wrap up, I'd like to share a poem titled She Is Gone by David Harkins. You can shed tears as she is gone, or you can smile because she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that she has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she is gone, or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what she would want. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. 91 is an incredible journey. Thank you, Grandma, for everything you were to all of us and everything you gave us. Your love, all the laughs, your kindness, happiness, optimism, and strength. We'll miss you deeply, but we'll carry you with us always. Bless your heart.
Sharon, Ryan, and Carrie, thank you all very much. And Marley as well, and the Tabernacle Choir. We appreciate Walker Mortuary and those who have helped today make this a lovely service for Carylee's funeral. I just want to mention a couple of things. As an aunt, Carylee was close to me mostly when I was younger. She made a really big impression on me as I grew. We had a lot of lovely family times together. One of the best family get-togethers we had the last time they lived in the house in Elk Ridge was when Ryan came home from climbing mountains and shared a video, a slideshow with us of that. And we had Carylee's grape jelly meatballs and just had a wonderful time with family. But some of the things he did for me as a young man stuck with me through the years. Of course, you probably all know that I'm a member of the church. It's important to me. I served a mission. Before I went on a mission, I got my endowments out in the temple. And Carylee joined my parents for that special day for me. I don't know. Just wanted to tell you thanks. Aunt Carylee. She always did for the world just what they needed. I would like you all to notice the flowers. And when you think of Carylee, think of the beautiful flowers. She loved beauty. She shared beauty with so many people. It was important for her to be pretty, to have pretty around her, and to enjoy the beauty of the world. Part of her legacy is the beautiful flowers that she's leaving behind in Sharon and her family. Think of the beautiful blooming flowers. Remember that she's up there and she's rooting for you, even when times get tough. And she's willing to listen when you need to talk. We love you, Carylee, and we're going to miss you. We'll now have a closing prayer by Scott Birmingham, and we will proceed with the closing and then meet at the cemetery for the grave dedication, which will be given by Tyson. Thank you.
Lord Father in heaven, we're very grateful for the opportunity we've had today to celebrate Carylee's life, to hear the stories of her family and of her great love for the gospel, her love for family, love for the family that she's meeting today, that they'll have the reunion in heaven and that they will all be able to be together again someday. Please bless the children, that they'll know how proud she was of them and how much she thinks of them, that they should be able to have her lessons and teachings to guide them through the rest of her life. We thank you for all the blessings that we've received, and we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Get everybody to please stand.
Albert, if we could ask for your assistance at this time, if you can come this way, please. Step out of the case.
You did a wonderful.
The rest of you will invite you to follow behind the casket, okay? So Paul Barnes, if you want to go first, we'd appreciate that.